I'm gonna sit on back. But I just wanted, I get so saddened by the disassembling of families and marriages. It breaks my heart because we take 30 minutes to say the most important words that you'll ever say in a commitment, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, richer for poor. Then this new generation came along and we want to make our own vows. You know why? Because it's easy to break. It's easy to say, when I saw you walking across the water in the middle of the night, shut up. Better or worse? Sickness, health, richer, poor, forsaking all others, I'ma cling to him.
For better.
For worse.
For worse.
For richer.
For richer.
For poor.
For poorer.
Yeah. We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Bria made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke. In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
So, the first clip we saw Bishop Jakes' wife, Sarita Jakes, just going in. Okay. To me, this was as a woman, she's talking, and this seemed like a very targeted conversation to modern women and how they are relaying themselves when it comes to marriages and relationships. And the reason why I say women is because she says, at the ending of the video, I'm going to cling to him. Regardless of all these things, I'm going to do this. So to me, that means that she's speaking from a woman's perspective. Okay. It instantly made me think of this video that went viral of this woman who, got all the way up to the altar, and for richer and for poor, she was stumbling. And then when it says to obey him, she not only did she not repeat it, but she also was like, we can go ahead and keep going. And, I don't think that it's comical. I definitely don't think it's as funny as the people in the, that were sitting down and the person who was actually officiating the wedding made it seem, or even the groom, who I don't know if that's an uncomfortable laugh or if he just thought it was funny or cute or adorable. But to me, when somebody is standing there and this is the person who is going to cover you, lead you, provide many things for you, not just finances, provide leadership, provide guidance, provide, protection, provide love, provide affection, provide understanding. Somebody who is standing there that's going to have your back, when nobody else doesn't have it. When somebody is willing to literally lay their life on the line for you, if anybody even attempted to bring harm to you, and you are standing there in front of everybody and you are, laughing and giggling at the fact that you cannot repeat the simple instructions of being obedient to your partner. That don't make no sense to me. It's not cute. It's not funny. And, it has been a common trend and a common thread that people, as she said, as First Lady Jakes has said, that they stand there and, they have to change around and they say things that are going to make it, like she said, not only easier to break, but also things that are not going to, quote unquote, bind them in for the long haul. right? So if we write our own thing, or if we say whatever it is that we want to say, or we express our feelings, or we express how we met, instead of saying these things that are going to tie me in verbally to this verbal contract of being with you for the long haul, if I can get out of saying certain things, then when I am not living up to the standard, you won't have no problem. Just like this woman. If I don't say obey, then when me and you are back in marriage counseling after the first couple of months or after the first year, because you have a problem with me listening to you or taking heed with the things that you have to say, then we won't have too much of an issue, because everybody knows that this was my struggle before we even got married. In my personal opinion, I think a woman that is standing there and who cannot full and wholeheartedly stand there and say to obey and agree, as the officiant, as the counselor, I would not even suggest that the two of these people get married, because obviously they're not on one accord. Clearly. Unless, they are pushing the narrative that he is going to be obedient to his wife. Because that's the only way that I could see that this would make sense. Unless they are behind the narrative, happy wife, happy life, not happy spouse, happy house. Again, in my opinion. Because if you can't follow instructions, okay? Obedience is I'm telling you something, I'm advising you of something, and you are in agreement with me. If you cannot be in agreement with me, even or you can't even stand there and agree that you will be in agreement with me, that's a major problem. To me, that is sending major signals that this relationship is going to be a constant back and forth of the battle of who is the leader. This is going to be this is very telling that this is going to be a constant power trip back and forth, where he is in his rightful role and you're going to be trying to push him out the role. Because you're not obedient. Because you don't listen to nobody. Because can't nobody tell you what to do. Not even the person who had you guys in marriage counseling. Not even your counselor can tell you what to do. Why would a man want to be tied to a woman that can't listen to him? Or who won't? Or who is choosing otherwise? Why would that make sense for that man? To me, it doesn't make sense. It's very glamorized. And, as extreme as marriage used to seem, to me, it used to be a thing. As much as we're seeing way more divorces now, marriage used to be a very serious thing. And not only was it a serious thing between, the woman and the man, but it was also like the family structures around it. Like, this family is tied to this family. And, it's shameful for this woman to walk out on her family or walk away from her family because she's not, quote unquote, happy for a couple of months, or, him and her are not seeing eye to eye. And she never felt like she needed to leave the family and because she deserved better. A lot of people like to use, the conversation. Well, that's why women walk away. Because now we're in a state that, those same women who raised us were talking about how unhappy they were and how miserable they were. There is a vast difference now that, between how the women are now and how they used to be. A lot of the women used to be homemakers. They used to be in the house. They used to stand there, cook, clean, wash, iron, fold. They, sometimes they didn't even have no dishwasher. They didn't have no washing machine. They was washing this stuff by hand. They was waking up at 4 a.m. Their identity was their household. As technology advanced, now you got dishwasher. Now you got, washing machine, a dryer. You're not waking up to put nothing on no line, running outside trying to fight the line because there's rain coming down. Now you got to hurry up and get the clothes. A lot of people aren't even leaning towards cooking anymore. They're going out and they're buying food for their families or for their children. A lot of women are now in the workforce as well, and they're both working. There's two parties that are working. So now when life has less of that emphasis on it for you to be, in the house and doing quote unquote womanly things, and now there's loopholes for it to be more comfortable for you. Now I feel like the comfort has gotten to a lot of these women's brains and they become too comfortable. So now anything that gives them any inch of discomfort, they're going to fight against it because I got to be comfortable at all costs. Regardless if that's going to make me lose my relationship, regardless if I'm going to lose my marriage, regardless if I'm going to break the family structure, regardless of anything else, my happiness and my selfishness is what matters the most. Marriage is not valued in the same way that it used to be. And the reason why is because it has now been treated like a long-term relationship that if you don't feel like doing it or if you do not want to do it, you don't have to. So no matter what you say when you make those vows, regardless of if you are making them, quote unquote, easier to break, or if you are making them in a way that you were just talking about, all the good times in front of whoever, or if you are modifying it, a lot of women have changed it where, okay, for better, for worse, for sickness and health, for this and for that, until, or if you don't, I will be here for better, for worse, or if I no longer feel the spark, or if you hurt my feelings, or if me and you can't get along. They sign the contract, they go through everything, and it's no longer what it used to be. It no longer holds a heavy weight. That's why we see a lot of people, as much as we talk about a lot of the conflicts, this is why we also see a lot of people who end up in long-term relationships, because the people who do still, have that strong, they feel the weight of that binding contract between the two of them. The people who still strongly stand there and say, this is a really big deal, I take this serious. They are way more hesitant to sign that agreement than some of the people who are ready to jump in and jump out. That's why I personally have never been a person to say that I agree with, you could be married in 3 months, 6 months, a year, because you got to know somebody. Because a lot of people who are quick to jump in are very quicker to jump out. Sometimes the people who are wading in the water, you'd be surprised. Those relationships last the test of time. Even longer than some people who, we just knew and our goals matched and we this and we that and we just decided to go ahead and do it. I personally love, again, what Bishop Jake's wife said in the beginning of this, First Lady Rivah Jakes. I love what she said because she was very stern with her conversation. And again, it immediately made me think of this video. I would like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and hit that thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next video. Love you.